everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Comprehension Ability. Now, this is part 6. As you know very well that we have been doing comprehensions or reading passages in all these sessions. In this session as well, we are going to discuss a new passage. And in this session, we will discuss passage number 8. So, the contents of this Comprehension Ability part 6 is that we are going to do passage number 8 right now. In the earlier sessions or in our earlier sessions, we have already discussed till passage number 7. So this is passage number 8. So first we'll start reading the passage, that what is the passage about, and after that we'll start attempting the questions and solving them. Moreover, I can suggest you, or I should only suggest you, that do reading comprehensions as per your choice. For example, if you have enough time, you can read the passage first and then start attempting the questions, or you can directly jump to the questions if you feel that the time is very less. So here, this is passage number 8. So let's begin this. Ironically enough, the very success of Operation Flood, which is to make the cities flush with milk, has proved its undoing. Now, if you feel what this passage is about, first of all, as I told you earlier as well, that maybe sometimes the terms that have been used in the passage might be some technical words, of which if we do not have prior knowledge, it will be quite difficult, or it will be a little difficult for us to know that what is actually the theme or the concept of the passage. Now, I can tell you over here that Operation Flood is actually the name of a revolution that is, you must have heard this word before as well, that is White Revolution. Okay, this is for the White Revolution. It was a revolution that has been made for or done for the improvement of dairy products and milk, you can say, to enhance the quality of milk or quantity of milk as well. Now, farmers in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala are now faced with a surplus of supplies for which there are no takers. Now, as the first line you can see the word is written, or the passage is starting with the word ironically. Ironically means when we say something else, but the motive or the thing or the intention, or you can say the thought behind that particular saying is far different from that has been said. It means if you are saying some positive statement, it means you are taunting that because you mean it to be negative. Okay, that is the meaning of irony or ironical speech. Ironical is somewhere like when you say something positive, but your meaning behind it is negative. It means you're taunting something. So ironically enough, the very success, it means they are expressing the word success, which is to make the cities flush with milk. It means they wanted the cities to be full of milk, or you can say to have more and more milk, to have much milk in the cities, has proved its undoing. Undoing means failure. So here they are just joining the word, or you can say they are making the word failing with the word success. It means though they are saying that there was a success, but that was failure, or you can say the biggest failure of that particular movement, that was Operation Flood, or you can say White Revolution. Farmers in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, so a few states are there, are now faced with a surplus of supplies for which there are no takers. It means they say that there was more than the milk, there was very much of milk, or you can say there more milk than the users or consumers. It means if the quantity of milk is very high, or you can say very large, but the takers, or you can say the customers or the consumers, are less in number. So quantity exceeds the number of consumers. Indeed, some experts in Union Agriculture Ministry are even going so far to suggest that the country should export to neighboring countries like Bangladesh. Now, as you know well, that this is a dairy product. If milk is there, it cannot be exported just because you can export it to the limited places only, because Bangladesh is a near country or just the neighboring country. So so milk could be distributed or could be exported to the near villages or the places only, up to a particular limit. It cannot go beyond that, because that is a perishable product. For example, which imports milk in dairy products. So we can only export milk to those countries who want to buy that. Does this mean that the needs of consumers at home are met? Now, this is something ironical that the author wants to state, that if we want to export milk or the quantity of milk to other neighboring countries, do you find it that the need of milk in our country has been met? No, maybe possible. Far from it. Far from it means it is very different, or you can say it is different from that. The fact that a dairy technology mission was created to improve the nutritional status of rural poor speaks for itself. The protagonists of Operation Flood. Protagonist referred to the leading character. For example, the hero of the story, that is protagonist. Protagonist is a term used in literal genre, that the person who is actually the hero of that particular story, or the particular person for whom the story has been made, is known as protagonist. So protagonists of Operation Flood argue that per capita consumption of milk has gone up from 108 gram in 1967 to 158 gram in 1987. So just in 20 years. And an expected 196 gram in 1995, when the third phase of the program comes to an end. But it is clear that consumption has been limited to the cities. Now, what is the drawback? That it has been limited to the cities only, and to the relatively better off households. Okay. Now, 4 out of every 10 citizens, so this is 4 out of every 10 citizens in larger cities officially estimated to be living in slums, are unable to afford sufficient milk for all their needs. Okay. So, when what the much wanted surplus thus amounts to wanted means when we praise a lot, although it does not deserve at all. So, surplus thus amounts to, therefore, in a situation of the market comprising of the other half, even in Bombay, the most affluent metropolis, affluent means very rich, housewives find it difficult to meet their milk bills because it is priced at the highest in the country. So, price of the milk was higher, very high. It was very, very high. Now, let us go to the questions. So, which of the following is the same meaning as the word protagonist as used in the passage? I have told you that what is the meaning of protagonist. So, here the words are opponent, intellectual, supporter, or preserver. Obviously, protagonist means the hero or the leading character. So, he could be the one who supports. So, our answer will be C, that is supporter. Okay. Now, let us move to the next question. Which of the following is true according to the passage? So, in these type of questions, we will be given several statements, and we have to look for the statement which is true according to the context of the passage. Now, here the keyword should be mentioned or should be kept in mind, or the word is true. They are asking for the true statement. So, let us see the statements first. Certain states in India have excess production of milk. Operation Flood does not operate in Karnataka. Certain states are producing excess raw material for milk production. Now, let us see these 3 statements one by one. And after that, we have one more statement that is none of these. Now, let us see the first statement. Certain states in India have excess production of milk. Now, let us get back to the passage. It is written over here. Farmers in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala are now faced with a surplus of supplies for which there are no takers. Yes, this is the answer that we were looking for. So this statement is absolutely true, because these are only a few statements. Few countries. We are not talking about all the countries. Only few states are there. Only few states are there. Certain states in India have excess production of milk. So this statement is true. Now let us see for another. Operation Flood does not operate in Karnataka. It cannot happen because in those few states Karnataka is included. So this is not true. Certain states are producing excess raw materials for milk production. Now we have already got the correct statement, so our answer will be A. Okay, so answer is A. Now let us move to the next question. Now this is question number 3, and what is the question? Which of the following, as can be inferred from the passage, is not an outcome of Operation Flood? Outcome means result. Okay, it means that this is not the result of Operation Flood. Now we know very well that Operation Flood was made just to enhance the quantity and quality of milk. Now here we have some options. The first one is the urban areas are benefited by improved milk supply. Next one is nutritional standard of rural people has gone down. Okay, it has hiked up the price of milk. Hiked up means increase the price of milk. Milk output has increased in the country. Now, if we look all these statements, we are asked not an outcome. Okay, so this is actually the keyword, that we have to look for that particular statement that is not actually the result of Operation Flood. Now, if we get back to the passage, what do we get? First of all, we know well that cities flush with milk has proved its undoing. Farmers in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala are now faced with a surplus of supplies. It means some countries are there, some states are there which get surplus of milk. Okay, so from this one statement has been proved. And indeed, some experts in, okay, here it is written, protagonists Operation Flood argue that the per capita consumption of milk has gone up. Okay, and even going, so we have to look for another statement, that is the nutritional value in rural. Okay, here you can see fact, a dairy technology mission was created to improve the nutritional status of the rural poor speaks for itself. It means speaks for itself means they themselves said, or it was proved by this status only, that the nutritional value or the nutritional status of rural people was not increased or established. In fact, it was gone down. Okay, so another thing is that consumption has been limited to the cities. It means urban areas were benefited because of this Operation Flood. Now, if we talk about price, so the inadequate offtake of milk is related to its price. So what was related to price? Inadequate offtake, not Operation Flood. Therefore, actually the output, the outcome, or you can say, so if we look at this question carefully, it is written, it can be said that C is the correct answer, that it has hiked up the price of milk. It is not actually the outcome of Operation Flood, as it is the outcome of inadequate supply of milk, not from the Operation Flood. Because it wasn't surplus, the price of the milk could not go up. It is actually the maintenance cost which imbalanced the price of milk. Okay, so this is not actually the outcome of Operation Flood. Now let us move to the next question. This is very tricky but very good question, you can say. Which of the following is true regarding the price of milk? Now here we have been asked that true regarding the price of milk. What is actually true? So it is high because of middlemen. No, there was no middleman. It is high because cost of production is high. It is low because of it is not low. So this cannot be the correct answer. It is high only in metropolitan areas. No, not metropolitan areas. It is high because of the cost of production is high. As we saw, inadequate offtake of milk. So B is the correct answer. Okay. Now let us move to the next one. What is the charge being leveled against Operation Flood by its critics? Now here we have been asked about the critics. So what critics has charged critics have charged. So here we have options. It is benefiting only in certain areas. Milk is being sold at high prices. It is not increasing the milk production, or milk products have limited export market and hence it is useless. So Operation Flood by critics. So here we should look for two words, that is critics and Operation Flood. Okay, and the word charge. So these three are the keywords. Now let us see it in the passage. If it is written critics over here, no, you cannot see critics in this passage or in this paragraph. Now if we look for the next paragraph, here it is written in the, okay, just look for the both the passages. Yes, here we can find the word critics. Now, somewhat like Green Revolution in cereals, the White Revolution has its share of critics who argue that instead of concentrating on increasing the supply of milk in a few pockets means only limited to some people. Though the cooperatives are inherently preferable to private suppliers, the authorities ought to spread the benefits of improved dairying throughout the countryside. Okay. Like the Green Revolution, which demands capital intensive units and energy, Operation Flood requires genetically superior cattle. Okay, so here when we talked about critics, what they do, they were just saying which is based on improving technology in dairy industry, increase yields through higher costs, somewhat like Green Revolution in cereals. The White Revolution has its share of critics who argue that instead of concentrating on increasing the supply of milk in a few pockets, the authorities ought to spread the benefits of improved dairying throughout the countryside. Now, they just criticized that it was only limited to a particular area, or you can say, okay, here. No, not this question, this question we were doing. Okay, so it is benefiting only in certain areas. Milk is being sold at high prices. It is not increasing the milk production. Milk products have limited export market and hence it is useless. So we know very well that it is benefiting only in certain areas. Okay, so this was the critic that the critics argued. So A is the correct answer. Now let us move to the next question, that is question number 6. Which of the following has the same meaning as divide used in the passage? So the word divide, where is this word? Okay, it is in the last paragraph. You can say Operation Flood only sharpen the urban-rural divide instead of narrowing it. Urban-rural divide means the gap, okay, or the difference, which should surely be the objective of any development scheme. So if we look back to the question, it is on page number, okay, as you can see over here. Okay, so it is partition, cutoff, disagreement or difference. So obviously it is difference. So we are this word divide here refers to the difference between urban and rural areas. So which of the following is true according to the passage? That people living in slums, so we are talking about people living in slums over here, get half their requirement only, get sufficient milk, buy some milk or do not buy milk at all. So if we get back to the passage, here we can see that here we have talked about slums. 4 out of every 10 citizens in larger cities officially estimated to be living in slums are unable to afford sufficient milk for their needs. Okay, sufficient milk for their needs. So if we talk about them, that they are okay here. So C is the correct answer, that people living in slums buy some milk. Only a few of them buy milk, or some milk means a little quantity of milk. Now let us move to the next question. Which of the following, according to the author, should be the main objective of a scheme like Operation Flood? So to increase the availability of milk products in urban areas, to make use of surplus inputs available in plenty in the country, to increase the production of milk in rural areas, to decrease the poverty in rural areas and bring down differences. So here actually the author should be of the main objective of schemes like Operation Flood. So what was the real objective of this scheme, that is Operation Flood? Obviously to increase the quality and quantity of milk. But here according to the options, it is written to increase the availability of milk products in urban areas. No, obviously the author does not mean it only for the urban areas. To make surplus inputs available in plenty in the country, to increase production of milk in rural areas, not only in rural areas, to decrease the poverty in rural areas and bring down differences. Obviously, this is the main motive of the author, because he does not want milk supply only in urban areas or only in rural areas. He wants the equal supply to be given in both the areas, in urban as well as in rural areas. He wants the rural poverty to be decreased and bring down differences. Okay, so he wanted to you can say shorten the differences. The word sharpen, as used in the passage, means prepare, provide, force, or widen. So, as you can see it written in the passage, here it is written, that is, Operation Flood only sharpen the urban rural divide. Sharpen means you can say Operation Flood enhanced, or you can say make it wide. So, let us see. Okay, so here it should be widen. Okay, answer will be D, that is widen. It means made it broad. Okay, because it increased the differences. Widen means increased. So here sharpen means to increase the differences. Now, which of the following can be inferred from the passage? What can be inferred from the passage? Milk needs of the urban group are being met. 6 out of 10 people in an urban area buy milk. Milk needs of only the affluent people in urban areas are being met. Milk needs of the entire country are being met. So, what is actually the main thing that can be inferred from the passage? Now, if we look at the statements carefully, last one is milk needs of the entire country are being met. Obviously, this cannot be the answer, because we know very well that we are just criticizing, or the people are criticizing Operation Flood as it did not meet what it wanted. Okay, so this cannot be the answer. Milk needs of only the affluent people in urban areas are being met. Not only the affluent people. Affluent people refers to rich people, but we are talking affluent people refer to rich people, but we are talking about milk supplied to all the urban areas. It means we are not talking about only the affluent people of urban areas. It is for all the people. Okay, 6 out of 10 people in urban area buy milk. Milk needs of urban group are being met. So here the correct answer will be A, obviously, because here we have said 4 out of 10 people they live in slum. So this is also not correct, this is also not correct, and this is also not correct. The correct one is A, that milk needs of the urban group are being met. Okay, so these are 10 questions. So I hope you understood each and every question very well. We did all the questions very carefully, and we saw that there were different questions, and we know well that all the questions are based on directly on the passage. And as it is written, the last part, that what can be inferred, because milk has been provided in urban areas only, it cannot reach rural areas. Also, you cannot export it, just because it is a perishable product. You cannot export it. The export is limited, and only to those countries who want it. Okay, and moreover, as we have many points here, the hike of the price, obviously the price has gone up because of the inadequate offtake of milk, just because people were not taking milk at all. It is in surplus, and some people were not able to afford it because they do not have money. They might be living in slums areas, they are in poverty. So there are a few points. So this passage is very simple and easy. If you have read the entire passage, you can easily answer all the questions given here. I hope this session benefits you a lot. Thanks to you.